Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Rally Cry halftime show, where we wait for the teams to take a little bit of a breather, take a little bit of break before we hop right back into our game. I know there's been a couple of waits, but we'll try and keep things interesting. And for this segment, I'm going to ask for chat's help. So we're going to have a little bit of an art contest between the three of us, me, Angus, and Cubby. And I would love, chat, if you could help vote on which is your favorite drawing out of the couple that we get to do. Angus, Cubby, how are you feeling about this one? Cubby, you look a little worried.
Yep.
You're just yup.
That's it. I'm much better at these ones than I am the trivia ones, when we actually have to like use our brains to remember things that weren't just, a couple minutes ago. But I will say, I think this is setting us up for incorrect expectations, showing the incredible emotes that Movie made for us on the actual art contest, because I don't think what we make is going to look anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah.
You never know. It might. I somewhat believe in the two of you, all right? So...
You know what? If you believe in me, then I believe in me. Thank you, Sarah. This is what I've needed my whole life.
I'm glad someone does.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like,
sure as hell don't.
We'll revisit the belief after our first drawing, all right? So,
all right. Our
very first one, and all three of us get to draw at the same time. This is going to be Masu getting the first blood. This is the big push right at the beginning that FLYC made, and poor Trevor was the victim of that one. And I feel like, too, the couple of topics we have with the pause were so long ago, so this will be even...
So, wait, are we supposed to be drawing it right now, or do we want to do it live? Okay, we are doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Do it live. We all gotta see the drawings.
You just flashbang the audience. Okay. So it happened around here, and then there's this. That's not Florida. This is in fact the jungle.
I'm trying to do like the scene first to start things off. Like I'm trying to.
You can't even see mine. I'm way too far over on the side. Oh no! All right, no. Don't show Florida. Don't show Florida. Okay, we're back.
You're back. You got it.
What is this? This is here. Here we go. Boom. And which side is it on? It's here.
Well, I drew the red.
Oh, it's always dangerous drawing a turret. Oh no, am I doing this? Okay, we're gonna.
You're braver than I am. You're braver than I am.
For the turret, it's clearly a turret and nothing else. As, boom, there we go. Oh no, I didn't save it. It's fine. That's a turret. This isn't making it better. And then there's a cow over here. How long do we have for this?
So we think the drawings are okay, unless one person's just sitting there and just
We have other games to get through, Sierra.
I'm speedrunning the rest. This is a cow.
Cubby, honestly, with how you're drawing, and both of y'all's drawings are coming up so far, I don't really think that this will take longer than like another 30 seconds, honestly.
This is a big... No, this is getting worse. Okay, well, he's dead.
Hey, I know the sword isn't accurate, but I don't draw champs because I cannot draw champs. So we're just.
Oh, this is another dangerous one, but we're fixing it because it's an arrow. It's the big ol' enchanted crystal arrow, and pew! No, oh no. Okay, that's it landing. On the Alistair.
I did X's and O's because I can't draw.
And there was a tree person. We're just gonna draw a tree.
I wrote tree.
Oh, this is Maokai.
This is not good.
I guess an arrow would have been easy enough to draw. Wouldn't it have?
Wow! Wait, this is incredible. Wait, whose was that? Was that Sierra?
Yeah, she actually used colors.
That's amazing. Wait,
what is bonus points?
Mine's just like a collection of questionable shapes.
There is shapes over there. There is shapes over there. All right, I feel like we're at a good point with this.
All right, Twitch chat, let us know.
So Twitch chat.
That's not even a drawing. I'm just now looking at
diagrams. He just does
what
diagrams.
Is this?
It's not getting better.
It's not.
Mine looks like a collection of closet accessories. Let's just put it that way. Okay, yes, continue.
All right. So that is the first round of drawings. So Twitch chat, help us out. Who has the best drawing or who has the worst, honestly? Because I know sometimes Twitch chat likes to likes to go that way on things. While they decide...
This is going on Twitter later.
While they decide, I am removing.
You're not proud of yours? Come on,
no.
I like how you're just like actually taking the time to erase it. You know?
I undid everything and then I erased.
Oh no. That's not how you do it. Watch this, Cubby. This is the real secret. Watch my screen. You just highlight everything.
Yeah, and then move it.
Oh wait, no. Backspace didn't work.
Oh no, you just move it off screen, Kangas. Just move it off screen.
Yeah. Get out of there.
Yeah,
I don't even know where it went, but cool.
Here we go. All right, for the next one.
So you're at a head start? That's cheating.
This isn't going to be in the drawing, probably. All right, the next drawing is Quacker. That big shutdown at top when, you know, there's the things going on. We got to see Supernova be fighting because, you know, Cracker's been someone we've talked about quite a bit, you know, so.
Oh, I know this one. Okay, so we do... Oh, I'm doing it off screen again. Okay, where's my border? I need to draw my border. No, can you put us back to 3 box? Okay, that's a little off. We're gonna do it here. Boom, and then this side, just so I know where I can draw.
Also, Jay in chat says Kangas A for effort on the first one. I feel like that's biased.
It might be my last broadcast. We'll see. We'll see based on that what the feedback is.
Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's gonna be like a dude here. This is the dude holding it. Ha! And wah! And then there's a big old. What color is the Gragas barrel? What do we think? I guess brown. Wah! Yeah. And this is a potato. I've drawn a potato. But it's okay because now it's a loaf of bread. I don't know how dimensions work. Point is, it's exploding. And then we have a
you got sound effects with yours? How do you do that?
Well, see, this is how you win over the audience. You know, you walk them through that behind the scenes footage of the artist, and this is poor little Masu going, and then I'm gonna draw a little frowny face.
I feel like you have the most abstract drawing.
Oh wait, we got some sus right here from Cubby. What's going on with this Gragas? Playing to the kids.
He has no words. He has no words.
I need full focus to draw these stick figures at the peak priority. And
then we're gonna draw the Olaf next. Here he's got the actual horn. No, these are not Olaf horns. What is up with me and horns today? I don't even know. Here's his helmet, and then. Batman.
What?
It's kind of just what I thought of. How do you draw a neck?
It's just 2 lines, Kangas.
He's got a big old axe. You know, I think I had them in the first half, but I'm definitely losing it now. I've lost the assignment. Here's his little hand holding that. And then rawr. Yeah. Boom. That's all I got.
It is stunning.
Again, Sierra using multiple layers of colors. I feel like this is cheating.
How is this cheating?
She definitely had this prepared ahead of time. She's the one running the show. You know, it's like you clearly planned in advance. Yeah, this is so obvious that that's a Wukong getting hit by an explosive barrel into an ash while an Olaf watches, right? All 9x Gragas? No!
I can't draw, and I have no creativity, so we go to the memes.
Oh, no.
Bonzu in chat just goes, what is the picture in the middle? I believe that would be yours, Kangas.
It's an exploding barrel. How could this be any more clear? This is you know what? Here, let's just do the Cubby strat. Boom. Boom. That's what I'm writing. Boom.
Yeah, see, it works. It works.
Yeah. Right there.
We got all 3 done, so Twitch chat, which one's the best? Which one's the worst?
Kangas, you know, you were homeschooled. What kind of grade would this drawing get you back in your
Did you have
school?
art class?
This would give me a solid low 5 and a ham sandwich.
Is like the
we love the ham sandwich
thing the reason why the art's turning out like this? This like
I think it explains a lot. I don't know if it explains all the art, but it probably explains most other things going on.
Hey, I feel like there could be an there is the abstract. You know, like you see in those art museums that there's something you go in and you're like, wow, this looks like a 3-year-old made it. That's kind of what your drawing reminds me of. So I feel like it would actually do really well.
At least it's like, you know, someone young made it, whereas mine is just kind of like, all right, this is just sad.
You just have the...
It's sad.
Points for effort on my end. I don't know if Cubby earns those points. I'm just
I can't even read. I can't even read Masu the 2 times I wrote it.
Massey.
Well, chat says, Jay, yet again, A for effort, going towards Kangas way. Onsu, though, after questioning yours, Kangas, is in the end going to say that yours is the best. So that is 2 for 2 on this, Kangas. So
wait, I won both?
As much as we get on you about the drawings, I mean...
You know, I'd like to thank my mom for never actually enrolling me in an art class and just saying that cooking counted. That's a fun little lore fact that, you know, behind the scenes homeschooling, you can do that.
Cooking is art.
It is.
It is. Can you cook,
though? It is legitimately art.
Or is it just, you know... Did the cooking class actually work here, Kangas?
I mean, I think the results speak for themselves, Sierra, personally.
This is when you show the bagel with cream cheese on camera.
I'm
you
just
never
gonna
actually
flashbang everybody.
toast.
I didn't even have time to toast it during the last break, but there we go, yeah.
Well, I mean, even with Kangas getting the 2 A for effort here, I feel like Supernova in that first one is right along with you with the A for effort. But let's see, maybe, hopefully in this second game, if there could be, you know, a little bit of an A plus or even a victory on the horizon. Our draft, I believe, is ready. So good drawing, guys. I will see you later.
Thank you, Sierra, for a very eventful halftime show. I think we learned a lot about all of ourselves in that one, personally.
I am really bad at drawing. I have terrible handwriting. I can't draw.
Wait, your handwriting's bad, too? You got to pick a struggle.
Really bad. It's not good.
Right.
But
well, we'll work on that. See, that did you ever learn penmanship or like cursive? Did you learn cursive back in your public school?
Yeah, I did. I was not good at it. I didn't have enough control over anything.
Sounds like a skill issue.
It's 100% a skill issue.
All right. Well, let's get back into the draft. You know, our own education side. Supernova now on the blue side. They are down in this series. They had one big moment where they almost brought things back with that Baron, but then took a fight afterwards. It did not succeed in the fight, using multiple flashes, could not get onto Masu, and they weren't able to do anything with the Baron other than pick up 1 dragon. So, overall, it still felt like a pretty dominating game for FlyQuest, despite that one little hiccup.
Yeah, and Supernova sees the couple things that FlyQuest used in the last game. They're like, all right, we're tired of being seen at every point on the Rift. Get rid of Maokai, get rid of Ashe. We're going to try and actually hide in fog and make some plays. So, couple tools taken away with Supernova now on the blue side. I will say a big priority pick for them so far has been that Vi for music that is still very strong in this patch. So curious if we see music go for that one, or if we see a first pick something else out of Supernova, as quite a few OPs still on the board. And right now, a lot of teams feel like there are so many OPs in the game, especially on this patch 13-12, that you just have to be ready to trade and get something that you are comfortable with early.
I imagine FlyQuest ban away the Vi. If I'm on their side, I think that that's a pretty clear comfort pick for music from what we've seen so far. The
Kindred's up, though. You can play Kindred into it. Yuji likes that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, they left it up. Is this the bait? Is Supernova going to take it?
I mean, Kindred's on the board, too, so that might drop Vi in priority. Sure. And, yeah, music... thinking about a few champs as
right,
a
we're
Quacker.
Baited in with these hovers right
yeah,
now.
he's going to cycle through some fun ones. We also have Aphelios on the board, which I still think is the dominant marksman on this patch. And with Varus and Ashe both taken away, I think he goes up in priority as well.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't drafted last time. He wasn't even banned last game, if my memory serves correct. But now, probably more focus on that. It is the Kindred, but back to Wukong for Yuji, and they go with the Annie early on for their draft as well.
Big emphasis on the early game execution here for FlyQuest. They're going to look to use the Annie and Wukong to snowball through mid. It's a very strong mid 2v2. I'm expecting Robbie Bob to go with Ahri or even a Syndra, as I think Syndra has been a pick that Robbie Bob definitely up his alley in terms of control mages and has some success, but no. Okay, never mind. Completely different. we have a Kindred. It's time for Robbie to go back to maybe some of the lessons that he learned when he was at EG. Is that Galio is going to be coming out this game?
Yeah, he played a lot of this back in spring.
Interesting.
I think it was the only mid laner who did pull this out. It was the Galio, the Lissandra were the big ones he was known for. Back onto this pick, it plays very well into the Annie. You're tanky enough that she's not really going to be able to threaten to burst on you. And then you can follow up on the Kindred so your jungler can get very aggressive. They're stalling the fights anyway with that ultimate from Kindred. So Lamb's Respite into the heroic entrance, big combo, and they pair it with Emilio. Love this pick with Kindred. It is so busted, giving Kindred that additional attack range on top of the stacks that you're getting anyway.
So Emilio did see some nerfs on this patch to specifically their armor and also the E, the power that brings you. However, Emilio is still really strong, and I love it against Annie, because you press R, you can just neutralize whatever stun Annie brings to your team. So I think that so far Supernova, definitely a bit of a creative draft coming out of each of our teams here, as FlySol will lock in that Gragas yet again, the nerf Gragas on 13-12, but does have some bans throughout to maybe protect that, as FlyC, they see their team comp running out of damage later in the game. They're like, we don't want to deal with that Olaf again. Please take that away. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, honestly, a Cassante ban, as FlySol has really earned that one so far in this early season.
No, it's Aphelios. Because my other thought, if it wasn't Cassante, would be the bot lane, because Supernova should not have that 5th ban. I believe that was for both games today due to their penalty. So that means Cassante could be on the table. But no, it's banned from FlyQuest. So the bot lane's actually not pinched that heavily. It's just the Aphelios so far. I'm wondering what that means FlyQuest want to prioritize for Masu. Ezreal?
They can't go something like Ezreal Karma would be an option. I think that they can't go with anything like a Kaisa coming out. And whatever you pick into Emilio, you're going to have to be careful about... oh, wow. This is actually surprising. So they're actually going to take Rel. Winsome feeling a lot of strength in that. And does have support counter technically, but will actually save Marksman for that last pick. As with Rel, things like Kaisa get back into the fold, but unlikely to see the magic damage Kaisa build, given how much magic damage the Gragas plus Annie will pack. And Sketch, I think Xayah is going to be a good option for him here.
You have a lot of defensive tools then. Yep. Between the Kindred ult, Galio following you up, you have your own Featherstorm to get away from the engages. Makes sense.
And all FlyC is going to be jumping into Xayah, which will feel pretty good right now, but as you mentioned, Kangas, this makes Ezreal a pretty appealing pick for the side of FlyC, as that front line could be massive for Masu to stand behind and try and get as much damage as possible down, as it will be Milio with double Marksman, and then 2 Beefcakes in front as the Renekton and the Galio sneak on in here, Kangas. Yeah. Now it's really all up to Masu, what he wants on this 5 pick to try and buy as much space as he can, as Milio does make range a little bit trickier to come by. Oh, this would be fun. Oh,
they locked it in.
So I was actually, when I was at LCS yesterday, I got the privilege of sitting with EG during their game against TL, and they were like kind of scared. I said Samira could have been good in that draft that TL had, because they were already sitting on Rel, but Renekton was like a champion that they're like, hey, like, you know, maybe that's enough to like dissuade a Samira pick, you know, like these frontliners where you have point and click CC. Playing Samira into Galio, you have to be very careful, because if you go in at the wrong time, it is an easy taunt for Galio to then chain up with Renekton. So for FlyQuest, these engages have to be clean for Masu to jump in on the Samira. And honestly, Samira is a champion that for me is so fun to watch, so I really am interested to see what Masu can do, because it is a counter to Xayah. You can pretty much take away all that rip damage with the W's. So they're really going to be on Masu to step up with this champion, see what he can do.
And also, Emilio can only Mega Inferno or Mega Fire Kick one of the 2 members, either the Rel or the Samira. You cannot peel both back. As we load onto Summoner's Rift, Game 2, Supernova versus FlyQuest Challengers. A win here for FlyC would put them in the double-digit win category, something only Team Liquid was able to manage after Week 2. Pretty slim company up there as of right now. Let's see if they can do it. Oh, Winston with a very early invade here. Not spotted yet. Sketch is all alone.
Is he going to W over the wall? Are they going to collapse here?
In a flash?
Yeah, curious.
Oh, just approaching from the other side. That was cute.
Okay. I like the creative level 1s. I always like when teams have approaches on this got champs like Rel, Rakan, you can get really funky in the early game as Music. So that ward, it's not going to spot a camp, but he is trying to hide it from a potential sweeper coming out from Yuji. So he's hoping to spot him when he does sweep and hoping that he doesn't miss that ward. And also you would leash the Raptors back there.
See Yuji actually sweeping. Oh, doesn't spot the ward that was placed, though. Yeah, that's really cute. Supernova not falling for the early invade from Rel. Haven't seen that done in a while, but FlyQuest tried it, and they do not know that now information has been given to Supernova where Yuji is starting on the map.
The bot lane has been able to sneak in here, so will be a brief leash for the side of Sketch and Trevor, but now Winsome going to force Sketch out.
Okay, split attention. Sketch actually kited that very well. Kind of baiting Winsome forward. Gets the lethal tempo, so Masu and Winsome both taking a rough trade to start off the lane.
I really like how it was also a W start coming out from the Xayah here. Just understanding that does give that steroid early, didn't need the Q, and with the range advantage, yep, can just step up.
Yeah, Cozy Campfire in addition to the extra attack speed from Xayah.
Really well played here from Sketch, as this is a matchup that does get pretty tricky once you get levels, and you have to be very careful against the Samira because you can snowball very quickly if you get going. But Sketch taking advantage of that early strength of Xayah in this lane with a double range and getting a really nice chunk on the Masu as he's out of pots early.
They're going to shove the whole wave in. Masu in a really rough spot as Samira, no less. This is not necessarily a champion that's going to be able to sustain too much in the early stages. You want to be using this for the power that she brings along with the Rel. You saw that was the game plan as they walked up aggressively level 1, but the punish from Sketch and Trevor, this is what the ranged matchup can do against something like a Rel if she can't actually get on top of you.
Going to be most likely the tank iteration of Gragas this game, which is weaker against this Renekton matchup, I must say. So we'll see if Quacker is able to punish it. As again, Quacker talked in the pregame about the different roles for each of these top laners within the team between Faisal and Quacker. Quacker, very much someone that Supernova actually plays towards and goes for pressure early, whereas Faisal, on his lonesome and expected to do whatever he can in team fights, which each top laner has done well in this early season, as Music able to roll that first mark in his favor, and now we'll make a pit stop towards mid.
Flash out from Spyrax. So now they could look for the repeat. Masu and Winsome again taking a rough trade down here. Sketch and Trevor winning this one pretty clearly. That's Flash out of the Rel.
It will be able to shove that wave all the way in, so this bot lane for FlyQuest, they did have counter pick to both the Milio and the Xayah, but not going well for them. They were not able to find anything level 1, had the base, and will miss quite a few creeps on the way back here.
Gonna get further behind, has at least the Serrated Dirt coming back in the lane, so Masu can maybe look to get a kill or get aggressive after this fact, but yeah, just great start from Sketch and Trevor overall, especially considering how much of a game plan we saw the FlyQuest had to try and get on them early, from the level 1 Rel over the back of the Dragon Wall to then the level 1 walk up in lane. Feels like Sketch and Trevor turning the woes from last game. I know that stopwatch play at the end was rough for Sketch, but seems like that has not affected the mental. You'll love to see that bouncing right back into this game.
I gotta say, for the side of Supernova, it looks to be the lethality Samira, which I do like quite a bit, especially on this patch. It's a there are 3 squishies, but it's going to be so tricky for Masu to actually pick his moments against Lamb's Respite, against Galio, against Milio. You really have to be wary of when Masu goes in, because if you do not hit a lot of damage with this lethality build early, you're going up against Renekton and Gragas, or Galio. And Renekton, we've seen how big Renekton can get in some of these fights when people have to jump in. All of FlyQuest is going to be going in, so this Core Drinker Renekton will be really valuable this game. And Masu just going to be very careful about when he does pick those spots.
So if you're going for the lethality Samira, this is something I'm not aware of. Where are you pivoting to? Are you going for the Eclipse? Are you going for Duskblade? I could see an argument for either, but I'm leaning the Eclipse.
So for me, I'm thinking Duskblade, just because after you get a kill, you go invulnerable. But also, this could just be held on until you get the collector, and it could be an entirely different item first here for Masu.
I suppose, yeah. Kind of like the Lucian strat where you just go for the Dirk early so that you have that lane presence. The ability to try and bully your opponents at a very early state. Stun onto Trevor, pulled back in, flash and heal used. Trying his best to get out of there and does survive. Sketch trades a decent amount of damage back on Masu, and the support will have to reset. Or not, actually, he's staying.
Still good, though, for FlyQuest to get both summoner spells out of Trevor, as Masu still holding on to his, and this is enough priority where Yuji could think about starting that Dragon, but instead going to wrap up the Gromp first, maybe scared of the Kindred, making their way in. As you can see, good damage from Masu whenever that Q connects from Winsome.
Trevor having the biscuits meant that, yeah, you can see in lane, he's actually going to have more health than Winsome at the end of that because there's no lifesteal yet on Masu. Winsome took a lot of damage to go for that initial play from Sketch, who's just did a really good job of focusing him down. Now Music goes for an invade here. Will actually take the red buff away. I don't know if they spotted Yuji. This might be a blind read.
This is a bit of a scary game so far. I would say for the side of FlyQuest, like, Kindred's really cruising in this game, Kangas. And Kindred gets going with his Trinity Force. We've seen what this champion can do later. Galio Renekton will give you a lot of control over Lamb's Respite. That taunt's so valuable coming out of Lamb's Respite to make sure that you can always free hit after that does land. One of the reasons we see this combo so often. Hold on.
I think there was a play there for Winsome, who looks for it into the mid lane. Spyrax doesn't have flash from the earlier gank. Does Music have the damage?
Wow.
It's there, and first blood to Kindred.
This Kindred is going to be scary. The entire comp of Supernova really playing to empower Music, as it's both Milio and Galio to play with his Kindred, and Music just going to continue to farm and hunt. FlyQuest, when you take something like Annie Wukong, you want to be able to make plays early around mid and around this Rift Herald. But it's Supernova who have had the priority with Music.
Had the early jungling lead, gets the early kill, and now right onto the Herald. Music really cashing in off of that play, but it looks like it was set up. Winsome is here early. Oh, but it really is Robbie Bob actually making it happen.
It's just the revisit mid, as the first visit got Spyrex's flash for free. This time around, it's missing. Music able to just get enough damage down to make sure that Annie falls, and that first Rift Herald are going to go over to Supernova. So a nice gold lead for them early. FlyQuest behind on the play, going to try and trade out this Dragon. But things still looking very nice here for Supernova.
Supernova will spot FlyQuest on the Dragon. Yuji will try and pull it back. We don't have Music in the area, so I doubt we will have a contest. But it will stall FlyQuest just slightly, as that Herald can mean immediate gold. And Supernova have lanes to drop it in. Sketch and Trevor are already very comfortable in the bot lane, but you can also drop it into top lane for Quacker. Try and get this Renekton ahead. We'll see where Music decides to put it, as finally, at 9 minutes, the Dragon is secured by FlyQuest.
I just want to see when Yuji's able to get back bot, maybe punish Trevor's flash being down. I think that's the big key now for FlyQuest, but Spyrax, that flash is back up, but Tibbers can't really chunk Galio all the way. Honestly, like, if Kindred and Galio are able to answer the bot side, it could be dangerous for FlyQuest as well. That Grand Entrance will allow Robbie Bob to have a rather impactful landing into any fight that FlyQuest decided to take first. And it's a really tricky game right now for FlyQuest. They have to be very careful about how they play out these moments.
Good job from Faisal so far for holding the line. Again, going into the day, we highlighted the top laners too. I want to go back to that conversation here and just mention that this is the role that Faisal's been playing. We have had the full-on island up here, as we got the crab emotes coming from Quacker, and another wave caught by Faisal. But the point being that, you know, even with the nerfs for the Gragas, he is holding his own against this big crocodile.
Yeah, honestly, playing that really well, baiting out some of the cooldowns, and even getting Renekton to take a tower shot. So Faisal doing some good weak side work. As Music, of course, does have that Shelly. It's about to time out. Curious to see where the drop ends up being, as I think at this point might just be thrown down mid to get some plates off the Annie, as Galio doesn't have push, as Quacker
in a rough spot right now. Dominus pops, doesn't have the flash. Jumps over the wall, slice and dice to safety. Has a lot of damage onto Yuji, but now Faisal's rejoined, doesn't have the mana. And Quacker just takes the 1v2 kill on a Yuji. Faisal did not have enough in the tank to try and punish Quacker there, and the Crocodile is now in the game.
When have we seen this before? Whether it's Renekton or Quacker's Renekton, it is very sound as this champion continues to make its mark as, okay, Trevor.
Okay, engage onto Trevor. He has the Summer Spells back up for the last play, and again, Sketch is winning the fight against Masu, takes down the Samira. Sketch has been playing these engages so well, and will get a kill for himself now. 2,500 gold lead to Supernova. FlyQuest are floundering.
The W was late from Masu as the rip wasn't stopped, and Supernova fine plays on both sides of the map. Just off of raw skill from these guys. And honestly, been a big part of the story for Supernova in this early split, Kangas. The fact that a lot of people had this team as the worst team in the league, myself included. And Supernova proving here against FlyQuest that actually have the individual hands mechanics to hang with this team. As, I mean, they've just outplayed them on two sides of the map. They've already gotten ahead mid, and FlyQuest, this is a comp where when you have Annie Wukong Samira, you gotta play fast. And right now, it's been anything but here for FlyQuest. They've been slowed down. They were very far behind.
You should know, Cubby, our league has no bad teams. The Supernova, even at the bottom of the standings, can pull off plays like this. Again, it's FlyQuest that won it, but it's Supernova that ended.
Trevor played that so well. The Q to cancel the W from the Rel, and then able to pop the ult immediately to neutralize the Magnet Storm. No W from Samira to dodge out on the rip, and that's just kills going over to the Xayah, as Sketch gonna feel good about that one. Supernova remembers ahead early. Music can just jump in here. He's got the bonus range.
Yeah, now they're doing what FlyQuest did to them in Game 1. As soon as they have this lead, they utilize it to push FlyQuest out of their own quadrants of the map. They're controlling the bottom jungle. They don't drop a ton of wards down right now, but they are clearing out the few that FlyQuest have themselves. So now it's going to be really hard for FlyQuest to answer down here. Supernova are doing the homework. They're prepping to push onto this turret that is quite low. One more wave push. If they want a hard commit with a Galio ult, they probably can just take this down. Not going to go for it this time around, but still, prep work is there for a potential future look.
That is one thing I've been a little bit surprised about, that just we haven't seen Robbie Bob look for a play with Music yet. But on the flip side, we also haven't seen FlyQuest mid-jungle pop their ultimates either. So still kind of waiting to see which duo can actually make a play on the map first. As at the moment, it has been the roams around Robbie Bob that has gotten Music that first kill, and Supernova a little bit of a lead on the middle of the map as they're up in all three lanes right now, Kangas.
A complete 180 from last game, and if I'm getting flashbacks to last week even. We had so many series split 1-1, both teams taking turns, being the one in the driver's seat, being the better team. Especially in FlyQuest games, they did split a couple, or at least the one. But some of the games, it felt like they were losing control of it. Great start for them early in the summer, but they are right now behind against the team in last place. Kind of like Team Liquid last week before them. Flash shot from Spyrax here as the engage does not land from Robbie Bob, but that was less committal from Supernova, so they still feel really good about that. No flash, anti-stun right before a dragon fight.
You can see Supernova, they actually have 3 Merc Treads so far. Good pick for them this game against the Gragas Annie and the Rel. That will mean that Masu with his Duskblade build does have the potential early to step up and do some damage again on the Samira. Still so difficult. It's going up against Kindred, Galio, Renekton as this champion, and then being a little bit behind, not having been able to get a big lead in the early stage of the game, Kangas. It's a really tall order, but that's big.
Might have cut out Sketch right here. If available, he has to pop it. Use Ghost, flashes the explosive cast. Can Trevor get out? The answer is no. FlyQuest, they pull the trigger in the bottom lane. Now it's going to be a race for turret. Can Quacker get it before them as Robbie Bob logging down Spyrex in the mid lane. No flash available. Going to look to stack up the Annie again, but a solo kill for Robert Bobbert. That's what I'm talking about.
We're dropping solo kills as Galio? Supernova. They've been able to find something at every lane off their individual play, Kangas. It's not just the draft. These guys are able to step up, and Supernova continues to be a team. Again, we had very low expectations for this split. And don't ever, like, they're just giving us reasons to actually have some, That's really what we're looking for as Supernova, is they continue to take it to one of our stronger and higher projected teams in the standings.
You know what that is, Cubby? That's not just a solo kill. That's a 2-time collegiate champion solo kill right there from Robbie Bob, showing why he's been at the top of that league for quite a while. Let's get another look at it.
Oh, Robbie Bob. Now that's pretty damn clean. Using the E to get out of Tibbers. That's really well done from the Galio. I guess that's one way to make that look like a counter. Holy cow. Robbie Bob. Woo.
That was impressive stuff.
That was nice. Okay, that was nice. I thought it was a buffer at first. No, it's just straight up dodge.
Yeah. Did not get hit by any of the damage. Did not get stunned up at all.
Yeah.
Landed the counter engage onto Spyrax, who's now scratching his head like, that's not how I calculated that one would go. But maybe I should start putting some respect on this guy's name. He played a lot of Galio in spring. Had a reputation for himself following up junglers, but he also can now do this, apparently, against the Anipeg.
And I know that talking with Supernova against Sketch before the match and said, hey, this was like the first week where we got a full week of scrims in practice. And said, you know, we're going to find out if people are truly able to punish the weaknesses that they found last week. And also, they've been working on fixing them. And I got to say, I like this draft for Supernova. For me, it makes sense having the Galio and Milio combo with the double marksman as Trevor.
That's
He's going to have to burn Flash. He's still in big trouble.
From UG, so Trevor should just go down right here. Oh, wait a minute. Winsome had to burn Flash to get on top of him, and a teleport answer. No flash off of Winsome. We'll have the speed up to get away, though. Quacker not teleporting quite in time.
And maybe if Quacker TPs to mid lane there is a play afterwards, but instead, FlyQuest, good play from them. Supernova, overreacting just a hair, as he didn't need to burn that TP, and FlyQuest said, we'll get something back, which is important. Kill over to Yuji as he has both for his team.
Those are pretty big momentum swings, though, because it's not just a teleport down, so FlyQuest can play with that information. It's a wave push now for Faisal.
I will say, once Cleaver gets in for Wukong, that is going to enhance the damage of Samira by quite a bit. So I think that FlyQuest are maybe waiting for that 2-item spike, as once it's Cleaver and Collector, there really isn't much armor on the side of Supernova at the moment. So I think that's going to be the real danger zone going up against FlyQuest. And just looking at the itemization that they have and some of the champs as FlyQuest, again, I really feel like they do have to continue to push the pace, because this Kindred is going to be a big problem later in the game here, Kangas.
Winsome seems to be alone. Yuji's now come in. So is Robbie Bob. Lyrax pushing back the Galio. Ooh, that was a really ambitious Hex Gate there. But they get their support out. As, let's catching up on that Masu build. I'm happy you brought him up, because we had the question earlier, are you going to go from the Dirk into a Collector and more of a crit focus? Or are you going full lethality? That's a Duskblade completed with another Dirk. So full-on lethality from Masu. Will be looking to pop the low armor, as you mentioned, from Supernova. Can they get Masu into those positions, though? Right now, FlyQuest are playing with Spyrax and UG in mind, as Winsome is linked up with them. Masu's catching the mid wave, but no play as Supernova do not take the bait. They've already cleared out their bottom jungle camps, and they can just go for their own resets. Seems like we're just getting prepped for the Dragon. 20 seconds until that's up. And FlyQuest did not actually get a lot of wards down while they went for that invade. It's just the one, which I imagine Supernova, they clear right here.
Still going to stick around on the top side. Has that empowered TP to join, but you called it out, Kangas. Not a lot of wards down in the first place, and they are first on the map, so they are first to the Dragon. As FlyQuest not even really looking to play around this one. Supernova has no one at the top side as Quackers here with the team. Just be a tower for Dragon trade. Supernova happy to keep on stacking these up.
When you're FlyQuest, you're the team behind, I suppose this makes a little bit of sense, but you are probably trading another turret, as the bot one's very low. So it's not just a turret for Dragon trade, it's a turret for a turret and a Dragon on top for Supernova, if you want to think of it that way. And they're even pushing for more right now. As you see on the mini-map, the Kindred and the Xayah are both hovering the bot side still. Yeah, they're going to get a second one.
Wow, the fact they walked away with 2 does make that quite a bit better, but at least the inner was traded out.
Let's see if FlyQuest get their second. Yeah, they're going to trade it back. They're a little behind tempo here, so let's see if Supernova use this time. They're teleporting
in.
Yeah, they're going to try and trap members of FlyQuest. Spyrax is with them. He's the only one with teleport. Actually, Faisal has teleport too. Do they have a ward to drop down? They're in a lot of trouble right now. Deep teleport in from FlyQuest, but it's not close enough. And that means Yuji's down and out. The rest of the team coming in. Music all alone right now. He's got the Lamps of Spite though, so he can buy a lot of time. They don't quite have the CC to lock him down. That's stasis for Andy. Winsome over the wall, double taunted up. Masu's gonna have to put in a lot of work right now. He's deep into enemy territory and taken down. Double killed on Music. Supernova cleaned the fight.
Love what Quacker did, just the flash onto Masu to make sure that he had the burn cleanse. Already took a lot of damage. As, again, playing Samira into Renekton and Galio, I think is a very tall order. And Supernova, they're the ones that are running FlyQuest around the map in the second game, Kangas, as that's going to be kills and a Baron for them. You called it out, inner turret, they did get 2, but overextension took out Yuji first. He's the one that had all the gold to the side of FlyQuest. Didn't lose anything for that as the Beefcake survived. Music has a great angle, and it's a good cast from Faisal, but it's just too little too late.
Winsome gets a nice engage here as well, landing onto multiple members. Boom, Magnet Storm in, but yeah, Masu's just trying to do damage. Does not have the time to stack up the ult. You need to have ult while the rel goes in and gets all that locked down, and then put them in the blender. They didn't have it plugged in yet, so unfortunately FlyQuest taking the worst side of that trade. Supernova happy with this, catching off Spyrax here as well. Oh, that was a lot of long-range damage from Sketch. He'll even take down Masu as well. 2 kills to Supernova. They have the Baron buff. I mean, is this one of those angles where they just force an end? They'll at least get an inhibitor.
This is trouble here for the side of FlyQuest. I must say, I don't think this was the game for Samira. I appreciate the boldness coming out of Masu and FlyQuest, but a little bit too hard to play into Renekton and Galio.
They're going for it.
Oh boy.
Samira's not even on the screen right now. It's just the tanks, it's just the front line, and it's just not working out for FlyQuest this time. Supernova just take the fight under both Nexus turrets, and 1 Turo Baron buff into the game-ending push. Supernova take down FlyQuest in game 2.
Supernova continue to prove that they're here to play in Challengers League. Just picking off wins here and there against teams that we feel like are better than them in the standings. Supernova continue to prove that, you know, they're here to play. And I gotta say, I think this read from Supernova taking that Kindred Galio was really good. Quacker taking the Renekton to the Gragas was able to make it work. I really don't like the Samira pick that came out of FlyQuest. I feel like Masu just really never had an opportunity to do anything, especially after that lane, to get off to the good start, level 1. So props to Supernova. I think they had a really nice read on how to play that game out with a double marksman plus Milio, and went very well for them.
Solid stuff from Supernova, showing yet again you cannot count out the teams just because they're at the bottom of the standings. Supernova and Team Fish Taco are now taking games off of the top teams right now at the very end of the first round robin, making things very spicy in the standings. Can't wait to hear from one of the players from Supernova after this break, as we will be back with one of them and Sierra after this.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. I'm speaking with Robbie Bob after going 1-1 with FlyQuest Challengers. First off, congratulations on getting that second win, and congratulations on your solo kill in that second game as well on the Galio. Talk to me a little bit about that win and that solo kill, because it's hype to see.
I mean, it was a great game, to be honest. After some difficulties in game 1, especially, you know, I think we are all pretty positive we can win, and definitely like have a good showcasing. And I think it really showed in game 2. I mean, everybody like either 2v2'd or 1v1 their lanes. I guess I just had to do it myself, you know, on the Galio. Maybe not the perfect champion for 1v1ing, but I mean, last time I versed Spyrax was 2 years ago, and I think I soul killed him there too. So I had to make him remember a little bit.
Get the run back there. But I know we were talking a little bit beforehand, but for the audience, you spoke of the fact that there is a couple of issues in game 1. So what exactly were those that were causing so much trouble?
I think, well, besides losing one of our bands due to some unfortunate circumstances, I think just the draft is like, if we're not first set up on map, they're kind of just poking us down, and they have Maokai saplings. It's kind of hard to walk into them. I mean, Karka was really strong, and we had like a nice comeback. Like they had like a 3v4. I kind of griefed a bit in the bottom where I R'd and I missed. Jace TP'd in, but thankfully they killed him. I was gonna feel really bad. But yeah, we were coming back, and then I mean, we just made a couple of mistakes, and then the game ended. But I think we stood really strong, and like we're all pretty positive, even with music just DCing and lagging the whole time. I mean, can't really do anything about that, but it's not excuses for our play, but definitely in game 2 we definitely had a great showcasing after game 1, to be honest.
It's nice that we got to see what the team was capable of in game 2, because you say it's not an excuse, but it definitely does make the first game harder when there's things like the DCs. And I feel like Supernova in general, you've had a little bit of a rough go of things, and heard beforehand that this was actually the first week that you actually got to do all of your scrims beforehand. So now that you're starting to actually be able to get all your scrims in, how are you feeling about the team in the split?
Yeah, we weren't able to really scrim the past 2 weeks, kind of unfortunate, but this week we really went hard and we scrimmed every day, and it started off kind of bad, won't lie. Everybody, like, nobody was like upset or anything, but games were going well, but we really started performing way better in scrims, and we were really happy with how we were playing, and we were improving a lot, and we were feeling really confident going into this weekend. Kind of our hardest weekend, I think, as well. I think we're versing EGC tomorrow, and then we're versing DSG the day after, so we got a pretty tough week. But I think we're pretty confident in our play, and I think we can really turn some heads.
Gotta take that momentum from that game to carry that on over, and you'll be good. But I want to talk a little bit more about your past with Challengers, because now we get to see you competing in Challengers for the summer split, which is awesome. But I actually got to speak with you in the spring split after you subbed in for a little bit on EGC. So now that you're actually on your own team and get to compete, how are you finding the experience, and how is it being able to compete in this league and that you were just subbing in before?
Yeah, I think when you sub on a team, you're kind of like, I feel like I want to, like, your goal is to sub, right? You want to fill the role that you can try best capability, and you're not really there to really showcase what you want to showcase. And that's nothing against EGC. I had a great time on there. It's just the role of a sub, really. Like, it's not like the easiest time, and everybody really wants their main player back, and I think to really be on my own team here, and I really want to prove with these guys, and really want to like get better as a whole. And I think we're really doing that. And even though we started off like we had a great start week 1, I think, like given what was happening, and then it's a bit of a rough week. Second week, I think now that we're really improving and really getting into it, I think I'm really happy with how things are going, and I'm really happy to be playing.
Definitely glad to see you here, especially too after Supernova getting that win in that last match. I know there's still a rough weekend ahead of you, so I'll let you go. But before I do, any shout outs or any final words?
Well, definitely shout out to my team. They're great guys, and I think they have really high potentials, all of them. And I think they're really showcasing it. And definitely shout out to my family. They're always trying to watch and nagging me about what's the stream and stuff. And shout out to my friends and the people that are supporting me.
Thank you for speaking with me, Robbie Bob. Best of luck going on the rest of the week, and have yourself a good night, okay?
Thank you.
As for us, first series done. We get the tie, we get fun games, and hopefully the next series is going to be living up to that. We have Maryville University going up against Disguise after this break. Stay tuned.